equipment I used to set up the photoshoot was a newer light box, a grey backdrop, a tripod. I don't know the make of the tripod off the top of my head. The camera I used is the Canon 2000D with a 17-85mm lens. The focal length I used for most of my photos during this photoshoot was between 50 to 85mm. I did use 35mm at the start of the shoot, but this was too wide and you would have seen too much of the stuff in the background. The settings I used on the camera was a 1/125 to 160 for the shutter speed. The exposure was the usual setting and the ISO I used was set at 800. I did use the 1/25 shutter speed. I did this for 2 photos. For the editing of the photos, I used Lightroom for the most of it. This was my first time using Lightroom. I have used Lightroom a few times, but I used mostly Photoshop. At the start of the editing process, I used Photoshop. The reason I switched over to Lightroom in the first place was because I made a mistake on Photoshop and couldn't do the thing I wanted to. So I changed over to Lightroom and sort of got the results I wanted. The effects and editing I did to this photo with the radial filter. I changed the number on the exposure tab. I used contrast and brightness tabs on Lightroom. I don't really know how to properly edit in Lightroom. Maybe I'll do some research and learn how to edit on Lightroom in the future.